So I think we can get started. Rachel, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Okay, let's do it, guys. So first of all, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Learning Wars. We're so happy to have you all here with us today. A bit of an intro. So my name is Priscilla Villaseñor, and I am the U.S. Country Manager at GameLearn, the game-based learning platform for corporate training. And I have here with me Rachel Chris, who is our Marketing Director. Say hello, Rachel, and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so my name is Rachel, and I'm the Marketing Director at GameLearn. Super happy to be with you here today and to play this game with you guys. So 1 second, I'm going to try to share my screen again.
Okay.
I have the controls here. I'm trying to enter into full screen.
Okay, so
can you see the controls, or is it just me?
Yeah, I can see the controls. So if you share full screen, then we'll be able to see.
All right, I'm going to try to go into full screen. It doesn't seem like I'm having that.
I think I think we can see you pretty well right now. We only see your browser and your share screen.
Okay, then I'll just leave it for the sake of.
Hello, Michael from the United States.
All right, then I'll just leave it for the sake of starting. Okay, so.
Okay, so let me get started. By the way, we already hosted this event today in Spain, France, and Latin America. And so we're competing against them too. And tomorrow we'll be posting the ranking and who won and whatever. It's a little bit like soccer. So I want you all to participate. We already chatted in the chat, sharing the chat where everybody's from. So, feel free as you come in to let us know where you're from. We're very excited. We have people from everywhere, Texas, New York, Spain, Portugal, Ireland, India, a lot of different places. So thank you all for being here. So before we start the game, a little bit of an intro. We have for you an exciting and interactive presentation in video game format. And it's going to be really fun because we are going to be playing together to defeat dicterions of traditional training. Throughout the game, we will be sharing some important insights from our annual report, which is called Contradictions of Corporate Training 2021. In this report, we surveyed about 2,000 HR professionals and compared their responses with employee responses. The report reveals some misalignments between the digital training programs professionals provided last year and the type of training employees really want. So Rachel and I will be storytellers today, acting out the characters of the story. And remember, you all will participate as well. There will be some clues throughout the game that we need to solve as a team. So feel free to use the chat to participate and also to ask any questions. We have some of our team members that will be answering your questions in real time. So why are we doing this? First of all, because we believe that video games are the most engaging way to create training courses, presentations, and more. And second of all, what better way to host an online event than through a fun video game? I bet we're all a bit tired from PowerPoint presentations and static webinars, so that's why we're doing this. It's much, much more fun. By the way, the video game that you're seeing right now was made in about a week, especially for this event. We created using Editor, which is our authoring tool that allows you to create serious games without having to write a single line of code. So somebody like me was able to do this game, you can do it as well. We will talk more about the editor a bit later. But without further ado, let's start this intergalactic battle, the learning world. So Rachel, take it away.
Okay, so to give everyone a little bit of context, welcome to the Learning Wars. So we're going to play this game together. As Pri said, we're going to be encouraging everyone to participate during this interactive event. So without further ado, let's get started. So giving you guys some context, we start out in 2005, the General Assembly of the Organization of Galactic Unity, the OGU, and we are in this faraway distance galaxy called Andromeda.
Esteemed delegates, 3 years have passed since the tragic disappearance of the planet Sat-8. The time has come to fill the vacancy that left in the assembly. By a simple majority, we've selected the Earthling civilization to take their place. But before admittance into the OGU, they'll have to prove their worth and advance to level 5 of evolution. To help them with this, we'll send Galen agents 0IB and 0MA down to Earth.
So this is where we meet our villain, who is called the Tedian. There in the background, you can see the 2 gallons, okay? And as Pri said, we're going to be acting today, so I'm going to give it my best in my Tedian voice, which is, I object. Plenty of other civilizations are more evolved. The Earthlings aren't ready to join the Ogu.
That's enough. The assembly has already decided by vote. Gallant agents, get in your android suits. Confirm that everything is Troy.
So Pri, what does Troy mean?
Troy means that everything's okay. A-okay.
Good to know. All Troy, initiate countdown. Agent 0IB will arrive to our destination in 7 Kurtz.
15 years later. Esteemed delegates, 15 years have passed and the Earthlings still haven't moved past level 4. What's worse, we've lost contact with our team on Earth.
I told you, the Earthlings are unable to learn efficiently. Besides, they're violent and self-destructive.
That's not true. Up until the moment we lost contact with our gallant agents, their evolution had been very promising. We'll send Agent 00 Alpha to Earth to regain contact with the first crew and bring news about how the Earthlings are evolving.
Agent 00 Alpha, this is Agent 00 Alpha, all Troy to launch.
Meanwhile,
no, sabotaging their communications wasn't enough. Dispose of any loose ends before Agent 00 Alpha arrives. We can't let them discover us. Remember, we must prevent the Earthlings from joining the Ogu at any cost. So now we're seeing that the Tedians have been sabotaging the entire mission of the Gallants from the very beginning. So they don't want the Earthlings to enter into the Ogu. And we're seeing that very clearly now that this is our antagonist.
on Earth, 7 Kurtz later.
So here we find ourselves in Luoto, which is in Helsinki, Finland. Why Finland? It's one of the most advanced nations when it comes to education. So of course, the Gallan want to study how people learn in this nation. So that is why we're here. Agent 00 Alpha. According to one of the last communications received from the Gallan agents, they were investigating a youngling human or education center here in Helsinki. So notice how the Gallans also kind of talk a little bit strange. So pay attention to what they're saying and see if we can find some context clues. Apparently, education is especially advanced in this area of Earth, which is true. I'll analyze the message sent by the Gallans.
All right. Actually, we have somebody for Finland confirming that it's a great nation when it comes to education. So that's great. Let's hear the message, Rach.
Okay, you guys pay attention because we got to listen here. It's going to be an important clue. Sounds strange, right?
I don't speak Gallan. Do you speak Gallan? But you know, we could hear like bits and pieces.
I mean, I've tried to learn, but I definitely don't think that I have learned everything yet. So I'm going to read you guys some context clues that we got. We were able to decipher some of what the Gallan said, even though the message was broken. So I see that it says, we are working in a youngling human training center, Union in Katu, next to a big buildup of vegetation near a human recovery center.
Awesome. So maybe you guys can help us search on Google Maps. You know, which clues do we have? We have a school in Helsinki. We have Union Katu. So come on, guys. Can you look on Google Maps and tell us where that could be? Maybe the person from Finland?
Yes, because we have to figure out the place that the transmission is referring to. So we had some context clues here, so I can go ahead and pull those up again. Union and Katu, probably something about a school, right?
Yeah, school and Helsinki. Come on, guys. Catherine, go. What could it be? It's in Helsinki.
Gotta Google Maps it. You guys remember, the longer we take, the less points we're gonna get.
Oh my God, France got it so very fast. So again, you need to search in the Google Maps
International school.
Unionicatu.
Wait.
There you go. Somebody's saying Grundskolan Norsen. Let's try that, Rach. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to spell that.
Okay, I'll help you out. So it's G-R-U-N.
Hold on. Where's the U? The N?
D.
D.
S. S is in Sam. K is in Kilo.
Grundskol. Okay, where's
O.
the O?
L.
L.
A-N.
N. Okay, halfway
And then
there.
Norsen.
N-O-R-S-E-N. Right? That's correct. Okay. Hey guys, we got the answer. Excellent.
Awesome.
Agent 00 Alpha says, of course, Grundskolan Norsen. I'll tell my GPS to send me there. Okay, so we move from the island of Luoto and we're going to Grundskolan Norsen. Okay.
At Grundskolan Norsen, a few hours later.
Interesting. The Earthlings teach their young using games as a tool. It's the best learning methodology. I don't understand why they have so much difficulty moving to level 5 of evolution. Because remember, guys, they're at level 4, so they're so close. So, you know, this Agent 00 Alpha Gallon isn't really understanding why they can't move to level 5 yet. Let's see if we can figure it out. If the Gallons were here, they must have left some traces.
That's true.
Okay. So guys, we need to click somewhere in this room and look for clues.
So you guys, can you tell us where to look? Maybe the bench, the board, I don't know, the notebook. Okay, so Johnny's sitting at the board, the chair, notebook on the table.
Okay.
Let's see, lockers, trash can, that's not working. Let's see, the lockers, great, that's not working either.
Nope.
Bookshelf, not working. Picture on the wall. Somebody's saying picture on the wall. Let's try that.
The picture on the wall, there's nothing here. Okay.
Okay, so maybe the board.
So the cork board. Okay, let's try.
Board. Yes.
Okay, guys, it seems like we were able to do something here. So we have to be very careful what we select, because if we select something that's not correct, it's going to affect our points.
So Kim is saying handprints, Olivia is saying the forest outside, then Cindy saying Ogu. There's like an Ogu logo somewhere.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna click that. What's this? The sticker is one of ours. Maybe the Gallons are Troy are good after all. Good job, Cindy.
All right. Agent 00 Alpha, what do you bring?
I found traces of the Gallon agents.
That's great news. Any other findings?
So we see here as well that the Gallon is in his true alien form. When he got into the spaceship, he entered into an android suit to basically pretend like he's human. So now we're seeing him again in his true form. And he says, the Earthlings use games to train their cubs.
This confirms the enormous development potential of their civilization.
You're right.
Agent 00 Alpha, analyze the last communication received from the Gallons. Maybe you'll get lucky and I'll leave you to them.
All right, let's see. So here he's back in his human form. This communication is more broken up than the last one. I have to figure out what he's saying. Okay, so it seems like
here we go again. Try to speak some Gallon.
Okay.
Okay, so we have some clues again, because it's not really, you know, I cannot understand it, but they said Arner Ervy, so A-A-R-N-E-E-R-V-Y, and then education building, something about law. Let's Google this, guys, because, you know, I have no idea what it is. So what's the name of the building? Let's see. Education, University of Helsinki. So we're close.
Okay, something about law, designed by Arne Erve and Helsinki, maybe.
Yeah,
I definitely didn't learn any more Gallon. This is the second time around that we've heard their voices, and I don't think that I've been capable of picking anything up yet.
Rach, I think Kim is right that it's at the University of Helsinki, but it's a special building designed by Arne Irvi. So what could it be? What's the name of the building?
What's the name of the building designed by Arne Irvi? Law Young
Adrian says Portania, Kurt says Portania, Arturo says Portania. Let's try Portania.
Okay.
So I'll spell it for you. All right.
TH, right?
You got it. TH.
ANIA. Hey guys.
All right.
That was
quick.
All right. So back to his human form. Agent 00 Alpha says, the University of Helsinki Faculty of Law. It looks like a place where the Earthlings continue their education. Okay, so let's learn about that. I'll visit the Botania building to see if I can find any clues that lead me to the Gallon agents. All right, guys, let's see about this.
A few hours later at the University of Helsinki Faculty of Law.
Okay, let's go there.
Woohoo, you guys are amazing.
You are.
So what do we have here? What should we do? I mean, you guys have to tell us, where should we go next? Some people are saying the graffiti on the wall. Let's try that. Rach, if you can hover over it. No?
It seems like it's not clickable right now, guys.
Okay, so ask someone. So yeah, we should ask the girls that are chatting.
The girls. Okay. It seems like they're clickable. Okay. Agent 00 Alpha says, excuse me, could you tell me where I can find the area where people learn by playing games? I've been looking all over and I can't find it.
Learn by playing games? This is a university. There's nothing like that here. Here we learn by memorizing what's in our notes and books and taking exams.
Sorry, but I have to run. How weird. Why do Earthlings stop using games when they get older? Asked Agent 00 Alpha.
You were rich. There you go.
So now I have to do something else.
What can we do? In the same scene, you guys, where should we go? We don't have the girls anymore. Now check the logo, says scheme. So graffiti now. Let's go to the...
Yeah, you guys, that was the right move. They're leaving traces for me to locate them. I need to decipher this code. I'm sure that by doing so, I'll be able to contact them. So we see something here that's kind of missing. We see this is by the Ogu, but we don't really know much yet. So we have to keep investigating. I have to inform the assembly, says Agent 00 Alpha. I'm in a place the Earthlings call university. Unfortunately, it seems that once they're no longer younglings, they stop learning with games.
It doesn't make any sense. Although now I can see why they can move to level 5 of evolution. Do you know anything about the Gallon agents?
So here we see again that he is in his true Gallon form, and Agent 00 Alpha says, I found another one of their messages. I think they left a way to contact them, but for now, I don't have the full code.
You should look into adult education. We need to get a complete picture of the Earthlings training process.
Okay. Let's go.
All righty.
Loading.
This is loading because we're streaming, so
we are
in a nearby cafe.
Agent 00 Alpha. I need access to the Earthling Global Data Network for my research. So what does that mean? I mean, he's saying some things that are a little bit strange. So Earthling Global Data Network, guys, we need to look for, check, I see
people are saying internet, Wi-Fi internet. Let's go to the Wi-Fi logo. I think everybody's agreeing that we should check that.
Agent 00 Alpha, man, it says this network is for clients only. Okay.
Oh, so what should we do, guys?
Seems like we need a password. So guys, it seems like we have to find a password somewhere.
So buy something is saying Trang, then Sven is saying get a drink. What else? Look at the receipt. Okay, so they're saying that there's a receipt on the table. Yeah, I see some receipt. Maybe we can check that out. Awesome. So what is the password, you guys? Because it says Tauco Cafe, and then the password is kind of, let's see. I think the name of the network is Salasana. So the password, they're saying maybe Tauco 2021. Do we want to try that?
I'll try. Is it, but how do I write it? With a capital
So
T?
it's T with a capital T, Rach, and then AUKO underscore 2021.
Okay, guys, I hope I wrote this correctly, because if not, it's gonna.
We're losing points. So Rachel, you better write it correctly.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
Agent 00 Alpha. It's Troy. I mean, surprising. Their knowledge is very well organized. I like this internet thing. I like this internet thing too. All right. It seems that adult Earthlings organize their production units into things called companies. Okay. Interesting. Inside these companies, they have training and education. I'll do some research. So now Agent 00 Alpha goes online and he starts looking on the internet, this thing that he likes, he said, and he finds a blog by Corporate Trainer News. And all of these results that you guys are going to see now come from our Contradictions of Corporate Training 2021 report, but we wanted to tell a story and share these findings with you in an interesting and gamified way. So just know that all the stats you're going to see from here on out are from that, okay? So back to the story. Agent 00 Alpha finds a blog and he discovers that the most used formats in online corporate training are videos, text documents, and PowerPoint presentations. And it's worth mentioning that these technologies are over 30 years old. So then he keeps scrolling and he finds some more information. And what did the employees think about the training they received? So this is what they thought about the training courses that they received last year in 2020. And overall, they thought mostly they were really boring. There wasn't a lot of interaction with the courses. And finally, the content that they learned wasn't applicable to their jobs. And this is actually the most interesting part of the study. So Agent 00 Alpha continues scrolling in the Corporate Trainer News blog, and he discovers this part, which also comes from our Contradictions of Corporate Training study report. And he discovers that here we can see that the formats that HR and L&D used to present their online courses in 2020 are basically the exact opposite that employees wanted. So that's why we can see here kind of an inverse graph going on. So they were using video, text, presentations like we talked about before, but employees wanted augmented reality, video games, virtual reality, and gamification. But we'll get more into that later. Agent 00 Alpha says, there seems to be a significant disparity between how adults want to learn and how they're being trained by their organizations, which is true. I should talk to a training professional to understand this discrepancy a little better. So then he continues online and he finds a website similar to LinkedIn, and he discovers, he basically finds a training manager at Innovoida. Her name is Sofia Saggio, and she's an expert. So he basically wants to talk to her. So Agent 00 Alpha says, I'll talk to this Earthling. Maybe she can help me understand what's going on. Let's see if she can help us understand. So then he decides to write an email, okay? He is disguised, so his human form of his android, he calls himself Fred Robin, okay? And he says, hello, Sophia, my name is Fred Robin. So guys, now we have a decision to make. We can either say that we're a journalist or a consultant.
So come on, guys, what do you guys think? Is it a consultant or is it a journalist? Start voting. Some of you say journalist, consultant. Okay, now it's 50-50. Let me see, Rach, because I need to see. Okay, so they say actually journalist.
All right,
so
let's go for it, guys. I'm a journalist doing a write-up on corporate training. Would it be possible to meet for an interview at some point? Thank you, Fred Robin. Okay, guys, moment of truth. It seems like we got it correct because it's in green. And here we get some immediate personalized feedback and tells us, well done, it's a good strategy. Fabulous. Awesome. So let's continue. Agent 00 Alpha says, ready? Now we wait. So let's see if we hear back from Sophia.
The next day.
So we've gotten a message back from Sophia, and it says,
Hi, Fred. I'd be happy to meet with you. Feel free to stop by our offices whenever you can. Best, Sofia Saccio.
okay. Perfect. Let's head over there. All right, guys, let's go. So now we're moving from Portania to Inavoida, the offices of Inavoida. So let's keep going. So now we are at their offices. Ew, trying to save passwords here.
Good morning, Fred. What do you want to talk about?
Sophia's very direct. Agent 00 Alpha says, most training formats don't live up to student expectations.
Indeed, traditional training methods use archaic technologies that don't create engagement or promote effective learning.
But do employees request more innovative formats? Asks Agent 00 Alpha.
Of course. Look at the data from this study.
Okay. So now Sophia is going to go into an iPad and she finds, again, results from our Contradictions of Corporate Training 2021 report. And what we see here is part of the graph that we saw previously, where we saw kind of the inverse of what HR and L&D professionals provided in 2020 versus what employees want. And we see here that the most desired training formats by employees were virtual reality, augmented reality, video games, and gamification. It's really interesting to think about this because if we think about the technologies involved with virtual reality, augmented reality, and video games, there's a clear theme, which is that employees are asking for real life cases. They want simulations. They want to learn about stuff that's really practical to their jobs. And then gamification is obviously a very important element of all of these three technologies. However, it goes without saying that virtual reality and augmented reality, there's been a lot of hype about these technologies in the past, but they're quite hard to scale because they require the purchasing of a lot of hardware, distributing that across the organization and quite a high cost. So we always say that, video games are kind of the happy medium because all you need is an internet connection like this one. So let's continue. These formats are Troy, says Agent 00 Alpha. So he says they're cool.
Troy, I don't understand. What do you mean?
Sorry, it's an expression where I come from. It means these formats are good, that they're appropriate for the situation.
That's right. They allow you to offer students what they want, simulations using real life scenarios and situations. It's practical learning and they can directly apply it to their jobs. That's why in 2021, training managers are planning to use the following elements. Look.
Okay, so again, results from the report, and Sophia is explaining to Agent 00 Alpha that the plans that HR and L&D professionals have to really, revamp their training courses in 2021 are simulations of real life scenarios, gamification and storytelling, so rankings, points, and the rest to make the story interesting, personalized feedback like we saw in the email when we chose the correct answer as journalists, and then applicable and quality content. They want to learn through playing, like with kids.
That's right. It's what's known as game-based learning. This approach ensures that the training is successful by utilizing the three requirements for effective training.
So the three requirements for effective training are first off, that the course is attractive, right? So for adult learners as well, it's really important to create a compelling offer with new formats, new technologies, and incorporate a lot of innovation, because at the end, we're training skills to adults. So we need to make the package of what we're offering really attractive. The second one is engagement in general. So there are many ways to do that, like we've been seeing through this game, storytelling, gamification techniques, feedback, just to make sure that they finish the course, because oftentimes what happens, especially with adult learners, is that they'll start a course and they won't finish it. But if you're able to keep them engaged, they will. And then the final requirement is really about teaching, right? But teaching in a way that's practical to their real job. And not only just teaching the skills necessary to impact business performance, but also making sure that they retain those skills after the course. It's the perfect formula. Why don't you use it anymore?
Like many of my colleagues, it's hard for me to find the right tools on the market. We want to be innovative, but we don't have the right resources.
Would you be willing to help me with my research?
Of course, we can start by talking to a company called GameLearn. They're pioneers in game-based learning. I'll ask them to come and give me a presentation of their services. Would you like to join?
That would be great. Thank you.
All right. So a few days later. Thank you so much for coming, says Sophia.
Thank you for your interest in GameLearn, says Ibra, who's a GameLearn consultant.
This is Fred. He's a journalist writing an article on corporate training. So tell us, what does your company offer?
So Ibra starts talking about GameLearn, and GameLearn is the #1 game-based learning platform for corporate training. We have over 5,000 clients, are present in 60 countries, 15 years of experience creating game-based serious games, and our catalog is it's the most awarded on the entire market. But I think it's important here to talk about the difference between gamification and game-based learning. So we've seen a lot of gamification throughout this presentation where we're competing against other nations, we're trying to get points, there's rankings, there's badges, but that does not equal game-based learning. So let's get into that. Gamification is just one part, it's a key part, but it's not game-based learning. So GameLearn's secret formula is really a combination of 3 elements, okay? So we've got the gamification side, which is, of course, like we said before, the idea of the game, right? The way of making something competitive and telling a powerful story through the game. So you've got the gamification and storytelling, and then you have applicable and quality content. That's really something that you can, after you take the course, you can apply what you've learned to the job. And how do you do that? Through real life cases, simulations, and personalized feedback, like we've kind of seen throughout this game. So this is the GameLearn platform. There are 3 important elements of the entire platform. So let's start with the campus. So the campus is really like the virtual Netflix of GameLearn. So there you have our whole selection of the most award-winning catalog of pre-made off-the-shelf training games. So, and that's accessible to all employees. So they already have access and they can start immediately training right away. However, apart from having that selection, we have the editor. So the editor is also the place where, like this game that you're seeing now, you can create your own customized video game in a matter of days or hours, depending on, how much course material you have, but you don't even need to know any code or have any technical skills to do so. And then finally, we have admin, which is more of the administrative side where you have the dashboards and you can monitor student progress, create classrooms and the rest. So this is kind of more of like your back end area where you can measure performance and monitor everything happening within your courses. So these are some of our results. So as we talked about before, the 3 requirements for a successful training program are all about attracting, engaging, and teaching. So with GameLearn, students have given us over 50 NPS, so a 50 Net Promoter Score, which means that the students actually recommend and promote our courses after they take them. And that also resulted in a 93% recommendation rate between students. So when we talk about engagement with GameLearn, there's an increase of 19% level of engagement among students, which translates to 8 hours of training. So normally, students spend around 2 hours in e-learning solutions and platforms, but with GameLearn, you can multiply that by 4, which means that they're really spending time learning the skills that you want them to learn, and it's because they're so engaged. And then finally, there's Teach. So after the course, 98% of students say that they can apply what they've learned to their day-to-day jobs, and that results in a 99% skill improvement rate. So those are the results more from our students, but let's talk about our clients. So we work with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. So companies that are clients of ours, partners of ours, such as Vestas, saw a 21% increase in sales. Coca-Cola saw a 2-point increase in satisfaction with managers. MSD saw an 8% improvement in overall productivity, and Mantrack saw a 63% reduction in overall training costs after partnering with GameLearn.
Awesome. Talk about some return on investment there.
That's exactly right. So when we talk about the GameLearn platform, we really call it your all-in-one solution that covers all of your corporate training needs. And our plans work by subscription per seat or per learner. And with that subscription, you have open access to the entire GameLearn catalog. We're going to show you a little bit of that in a minute, but of all of the award-winning games that teach you a variety of skills such as delegation, leadership, negotiation, you name it. And your employees can just start trading immediately, as I said before. You have access to the editor. So again, we created this game with editors. So if we can do it, you can do it. It's super easy, no technical skills necessary, no coding necessary to create your own game-based learning customized game immediately. And finally, it's around, so this is just an estimation, okay, but it's around $22 per learner per year. And this is for around 4,000 people. And these are specifically for corporate licenses. So if you come from a consultancy firm or an instructional design agency, please get in contact with us. We'll be leaving our email in the chat, and we can talk about plans that fit your business model.
And now we'll show you a short video about our platform and some of the latest games we've released.
And this is on campus, okay? So this is kind of part of the one of the modules that I talked about before. So this is basically the entire catalog and new releases that we're constantly coming out with new training games all the time. So let's take a look.
So Sophia says, sounds very interesting.
And guys, we're getting close to the end now.
Thank you. We think it's a Troy way of learning, says Mai.
Agent 00 Alpha. Did she just say Troy? Guys, you know what this means?
That's weird.
She did say Troy. So let's take a look at his visitor card. And I think we might see some similarities here. Do you guys remember this blue?
What do you guys think? It reminds you or something?
Reminds me of the Ogu sign. Yep, it's the same symbol on the wall. That's exactly right, Kim. And this one as well. So we can maybe start to decipher what this means here below. Yes, that's exactly right, Adrian. He's talking about GameLearn. And Agent 00 Alpha says, it's them. The gallons are GameLearn.
All right. 3 hours later.
I found them. I found the Gallon agents. And now he's back to his original Gallon form. He's left his android body.
Oh, thank universe. Are they safe and sound?
Agent 00 Alpha. Yes, when they arrived here 15 years ago, they formed a company called GameLearn. Since then, they've been trying to help Earthlings improve their learning processes.
Organize a status session with them, then contact us immediately to confirm that everything is TROY Troy.
Agent 00 Alpha. I will. Over and out.
2 days later.
Agent 00 Alpha. I'm so glad I found you. We were so worried when we lost connection.
Someone jammed our signal transmitter, says Agent Oma says.
Now we know that she's a Gallon. But who? Undercover TDN agents are sabotaging our efforts to help the Earthlings progress.
They flood the market with inefficient and tedious training solutions. They even confuse the Earthlings with gamified solutions that aren't actually game-based learning.
30 Kurtz ago, they found us and scrambled our signal. That's how we lost communication with you. Agent 00 Alpha. We all know the Tedians don't want Earth in the Ogu, but this is unacceptable. I'll help you repair the transmitter before I return to Andromeda to inform this assembly of what's happened. So guys, this is the last
clue we have to solve.
Challenge. And we need to decide which of these symbols to go, that goes right here in the question mark. So you guys, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I need help from the audience.
You guys choose if it's number 3, if it's number 4, what do you think it is?
The faster we go, the better, because we're in a competition against other nations.
Rachel, most people are saying 3, so let's check that out.
I'm gonna give it a try. We're right, guys. We're right. Thanks for repairing the transmitter. Be careful on your way back. The Tedians are dangerous. You must keep working. Sophia and many like her are trying to discover new training methods, says Agent 00 Alpha.
Don't worry, we're on it. The Earthlings are ready to move to level 5 and join the Ogu.
Have a nice trip, Agent 00 Alpha. I hope everything goes Troy.
Meanwhile,
idiots, you ruined everything, says the Tedian. Looks like I'll have to take care of this myself, he says. So he's up to no good again, guys.
He's a Tedian, what can you expect?
To be continued.
All righty.
The game, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
Okay. There you go. So thank you so much, Rach. That was so much fun. Thank you so much, everybody. I think we have time for the Q&A because we ended a little bit early. So let's try to answer some questions. So Eric, you had a question about pricing and volume. Actually, our business model, if you go for a corporate license, you can get prices as low as $4 per student per year. For example, for 40,000 clients. So feel free to contact us at info@gamelearn.com and we can answer your questions. Somebody else had a question regarding integration. Yes, we can integrate with most LMSs. We can do SSO integration. I think it was Vasiliki that asked that. What else do we have? Let's see.
Options about, can you show more of the campus from Jennifer? More of the themed options, what is available besides space themselves. Priscilla, did you want to talk about the different topics that we kind of cover within the Game Learn catalog?
In our off-the-shelf games, we have covered over 30 soft skills such as negotiation, effective feedback, leadership. Over 30 soft skills. So feel free to ask us for a demo. We can do that for you. So, write us and then we'll schedule a demo for you so you can see all of the platform, in real time.
And not only that, we're constantly, now that we also use the editor, so we're our first clients. And so now that we use the editor, we produce video games so quickly. So we're now covering all types of new topics for skills training. Quite periodically. So for now, you know, that was in the beginning. And now that we use editor ourselves, we're always adding to the catalog. So what you see today might not be the same tomorrow because we're consistently adding new games.
Exactly. And then Arturo is asking how easy is to learn editor. So it's super easy. I mean, actually, I'm not very, you know, keen with technological things, and we were able to build this game in about a week. And we do free workshops for you to learn how to manage and, you know, do with editor. So you can sign up absolutely for free. We actually have, you know, as you can see on the screen, the next free workshop on how do you build your video games with editor is on March 8th at 11 Eastern time. And by the way, you can, after the workshop, do a free trial of the editor, because, you know, we like to learn by doing. This is one of our mottos. So if you actually go to the workshop, then you'll be able to go on your own and build the game for you to play and enjoy. And somebody asked, you know, a follow-up question regarding this. You can use the editor not only for, you know, to create a video game, but also presentations for internal communications. What Rach and I did today, it was basically the launch of a report. So it's more like a presentation, but you can also like use it for compliance training and technical training, that some people were asking that as well.
So just to be clear, what we saw today was not really a game-based learning course per se. This was a gamified presentation. Why? Because we definitely want to practice what we preach, and we're talking about not using PowerPoints when you try to catch the audience's attention. But we did use a lot of gamification techniques. But the game-based learning is all about not just gamification, but also the simulations, the personalized feedback, the applicable and quality content. And that's what, you know, we teach you to use when we teach you how to use editor.
Yeah. So I know you guys, some of you have to go. So I just want to mention 3 important things that we have to announce now that the game has ended. So a couple of things that we'd like to mention. First, you will all receive a free copy of our report, Contradictions of Corporate Training. Some of you were asking about methodology, so you will get that with the report. Again, we would like to say that if you're interested in learning how to use editor, you can join us for our free workshops. And if you're a client and you guys are joining us today, we have a VIP breakout session on March 11 to go all over the new updates and the platform and new game releases, because like Rach mentioned, we're always adding games to the catalog. And last but not least, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at info@gamer.com. We'll be happy to answer your questions. And let's see, we have some more questions. Oh, the recording, of course, Desiree, we will get this recording to you. The session has been recording. I hope this was very Troy for you. Rachel and I enjoyed it very much. I'm sorry about our voices. We're not professional actors, but we were doing the
I think we could be. I think we could be. I mean, I felt like that was an Oscar-winning performance. We tried really hard, you guys. So thanks for bearing with us. And yeah, we hope everything is Troy with you guys. It's been a pleasure having you here today, and we hope to be in contact.
Awesome, you guys. So very Troy. Thank you for bearing with us, and have a great afternoon, whatever you are, or morning if you're in the East Coast. And please get in touch. We'll be happy to talk to you about our platform.
All right, you guys, have a lovely day. We'll be in touch.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.